Good morning, everybody. How is everybody out there? Yes, we're getting to Remembrance Day. So, good morning, sweetheart. How are you?
Good morning, love. Good morning,
Yeah,
good afternoon.
yeah, it's if I remember correctly, and this is only from what you've told me,
hmm
Remembrance Day is Sunday
That's
for
correct,
you
yeah.
guys.
So even though we do the same day, which is the 11th, because you have Veterans Day, we have Armistice Day,
Yes.
the
Ah,
closest Sunday to that day, we also have as Remembrance Day.
okay. And what's involved with Remembrance Day for you guys?
Remembrance Day is the the bigger of the days. So it's when
Oh, okay.
the veterans do their processions. It's when the Queen lays the wreath. It's where all the wreaths are laid at the cenotaph.
Ah, okay. Oh, I guess we should say good morning to our chat. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, guys. Got right into the subject and didn't even say good morning. So, Lord Thoth, good morning. Darth Haster, good morning. Who else is hanging out? Mark the Infinitely Tired, Crimson Mist. Scrolling down a little bit because they were talking. D.D. Myers, hello. Good to see you. Jester of Sin. Gun Bunny, hey there, sweetheart. How are you? Colin P. Smith, who I know served in the Royal Air Force. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember you saying that at one point. So thank you for your service, sir. Even if you were, enlisted, you still get a sir from me. Who else is hanging out with us, hon?
We've got Rambling Canuck. Good morning. Max Anderson. Hello, love.
I'm scrolling down.
I think that's everyone at the moment.
Oh, we got
Hey,
everybody for
guys.
right now.
I think
Hello,
so.
everybody.
Good morning and good afternoon.
Yeah. So I know the poppies are a big thing in England. We
hmm
don't really have a flower to represent or anything like that. Usually we just wear, we put everybody, good morning, Cobalt and Pudgy. Um, we put out, our American flags. There's usually several services that happen at various national cemeteries around the United States.
hmm
Um, and that all happens on Veterans Day itself. Um, which is also the birthday of the United States Marine Corps. So
Ah, okay.
I get double duty that day since my father served as a Marine. So, and now is buried in the National Cemetery in Dallas. So, or interred. He's not buried. He was put in a jar.
hmm
Um, but he's interred there. So I'm going to try and go visit. I believe they lay a wreath at the main entrance, so to speak, of the cemetery.
hmm
And there's a whole ceremony. Local veterans come out and pay their respects, things like that.
Yes, you said it's a really beautiful place. It's very peaceful.
It's extremely beautiful. It's got a beautiful view. And it's kind of down in not really a gully, but it's a rolling hill part of Dallas, which we don't have much of in Dallas. Dallas is very flat, but they
hmm
picked an excellent location where the hills that in the area just rolls. And it's so beautiful and so peaceful up there. And the way they've got the cemetery designed, you have, of course, standard burials.
hmm
The casket, the headstone, the whole nine yards. My father is interred. He's in, oh my gosh, what are they in a vault, basically, interred in a wall, along
Ah,
with,
okay.
so his vase is in there. Um, and he's alongside many other veterans and veterans' spouses who have served. Danny Boy, hello. Good
Hello,
afternoon,
Danny
ladies.
boy. Welcome.
I was the official Poppy Appeal organizer for 23 years in my town, Somerset, UK. I'm retired now, but I still join in the ceremonies. Poppy Appeal organizer, what is that?
Excuse
Bless
me.
you.
Um, the poppy appeal is where the poppies are sold. So every year usually it's volunteers, so they will go out and you can buy the poppies from them. Usually they're
Oh,
£1, but you can give any donation that you like, and that's where the red poppies that you see on people's lapels and coats come from.
yeah.
So that's where you buy them. People, you can find them in shopping centres, libraries, obviously anywhere where
Really?
veterans can be found. Yeah, it's a really, really beautiful appeal, and it helps veterans, obviously,
Right.
throughout
So
the
it goes to
year.
veterans organizations and
Hmm.
okay. Yeah, we don't do
Um,
anything like that here.
and as Danny Boy says, obviously because of the lockdown, it
Mm,
didn't happen this year.
yeah. Um, yeah, you guys really nail it with the poppies. I've always wondered why I would see poppies on lapels of like, some your prime minister
Hmm.
or, other various like celebrities even, and statesmen. And I always wondered what that meant. It's good to know that it represents veterans.
It is, yeah. It's to show our respects for people that have served, and obviously people that gave their lives um, for the country, for the Commonwealth. Um, and the poppy obviously comes from Flanders fields,
Right.
what it grew.
And it's beautiful. If I mean, if it's half as beautiful as the picture you chose for the background today, it's breathtakingly gorgeous. Um, I think it was I want to say it was last year for Remembrance Day. It may have been the year before, but Colin turned Jeff and I on to a TV series about the Tower of London. And there
Yes.
was a beautiful art installation
Hmm.
of the poppies that they did. And it was breathtaking the way they lined it up. All in I think what used to be the moat.
It was, yeah. So each of those poppies in the art exposition, somebody paid for and would have dedicated to a family member.
Ah,
They were ceramic.
they were gorgeous.
It was really beautiful because it went all along the moat and up one wall, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was some spilling down from a window,
Hmm.
and then one looked like it was a wave kind of going over one of the bridges. It was so breathtaking. I'm like, that's the way to do a memorial. That's the way to do a remembrance. We don't do anything like that here. Well, at least I don't know. Guys in the chat, if you guys know of stuff, let us know. Hey, Lori Roberts, what's up, girl? Terry
Hey,
Rose,
Laurie.
welcome.
Yeah, Terry Rose said, "Did you recite the poem yet?" Not yet. I mean, we
No.
can do if you guys want to hear it later on.
Yeah, if you guys want to
I
hear it before we close the show, yeah.
yeah, you can pull it up. I'm guessing you mean the Flanders Fields poem.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, we don't do a representation like that. Gun Bunny did mention the American Legion, and I'm not really I know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then of course there's the VA clubs and things like that. Yeah, it sounds like the American Legion here in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so well, the VA here is, and some of you guys can probably attest to that if you've served as a member of the United States military. The VA, as far as support for the boys and girls who have served our country, is not very good, care wise. But you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. It's just the things I hear. My mother did this for the American Legion for years. No kidding. Huh. I had no see. You guys need to fill me in on the American Legion because like I said, my father fortunately served between wars, so he never saw combat. He was actually a driver for the general on the
Mm-hmm.
base that he served on in Okinawa, Japan. Um, so you know, Naughty Monkey O'Rath makes
Yes, Rambling Canuck mentioned this earlier as well.
yeah.
I did see your tweet, I think, this morning, Canuck. So I might have to go back and check to see what that's about. But if that's true,
Yeah.
that's That's not okay.
Yeah. Whole Foods owned by Amazon out of Texas. Yeah, Whole Foods is, I don't like Whole Foods. Has forbade the wearing of poppies because it's not part of, and I'm assuming there's more to that, the dress code.
The dress
Okay.
code. Got it.
Got
Yeah.
it. Got it. Okay. I don't know that I didn't know they had a dress code at Whole Foods, to be honest. I don't go in there.
But still, it's just a little poppy. You know, you can get very, very
Yeah.
tiny ones that just go on your collar.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen anywhere from the larger poppies that are very, high statement to very tiny ones that, yeah, you could just
Mhm.
put on a collar or a little tiny lapel pin that's, really understated, but, I don't see why that wouldn't be allowed.
Yes. See, the ones that we wear, the paper ones, they're probably about an inch, inch and a half across.
Right.
So they're kind of big. And then they've got the green stalk, which you use to pin.
Okay.
But yeah, you can get the tiny little ceramic pin badges as well.
Yeah. I was gonna say I've seen them on a few statesmen in England recently. I'm like, oh, they do make the tiny ceramic lapel pins, if you will, and badges. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, cool. Lori Roberts says it's gotten better in the last 4 years. The VA system, what we were talking about before.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And Lori Roberts says, I love that you don't shop at Whole Foods. No, I don't. We call it whole paycheck in Texas. Hey, Dave Bob. We do. We call it whole paycheck because it's very expensive. It's like outrageously expensive. Pop Culture Avenger. Lori says yes. Okay, gotcha.
Rambling Canucks actually just sent me the article that he was talking about, if you'd like to share it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Cool. All right, let me just pull that up. Thank you, Canuck. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Canuck.
Let's have a look. So, oh, there we go. Okay, you can see that all right, guys?
Yeah, it looks good to me.
Awesome. Okay, so Whole Foods grocery chain bans employees from wearing poppies. The symbol of remembrance does not conform to the dress code, company says. Less than a week before millions of Canadians are set to pay their respects to veterans by wearing a poppy, a national grocery store has banned its employees from wearing the symbol of remembrance whilst on the job. So this makes more sense if it's based in Canada, because that will be Armistice Day, I think, for Canada. Yeah. US-based Whole Foods market says poppies aren't allowed under its recently updated uniform policy, which affects employees in 14 locations across Canada, but the company won't say why. An employee at the Whole Foods in Ottawa says she was told by a supervisor that wearing the poppy would be seen as supporting a cause.
What?
That's kind of the point of wearing a poppy.
Yeah, that's the whole point of wearing. That's the whole point of wearing a poppy, because it's you. Oh, look at those! They're pretty.
There's a look.
They're beautiful. Hell, I'd say fuck it and just wear one anyway.
Yeah, we've always been allowed to wear them. You know, I've worked various jobs, and no place that I've ever worked has said you couldn't wear them. I mean,
yeah,
you only really wear them for the week leading up to, it's like the days closest to Remembrance Sunday, and then obviously whatever day the Day of Remembrance falls on, whichever day the 11th is. Yeah. And then after that, you take them off, obviously.
Yeah. So, okay, anyway.
So it goes on to say, I was basically told if they allowed one particular cause, then it would open the door so that they would have to allow or consider allowing other causes to the employee. CBC News has agreed not to name her. Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay. I was in shock, actually. I was appalled. I couldn't believe it. The employee said in the past few years she's been able to wear a poppy symbol that harkens back to the First World War whilst on the job, but this show it's different.
Uh-huh.
Very, very strange. Thank you for that, Canuck. Appreciate
Thank you
it.
thank you for sending Purple that link to that article. I'm with Dave Bob on this one. What the fuck? I mean, what the actual fuck? A Rambling Canuck is an outrage and should not pass. And Wednesday, November 11th, history with R&R will have a tribute to. Good. I will be sure to tune in, my dear. Because you guys have an amazing history show.
They really do. Thank you for that, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we really do. Oh my God, that show is just amazing. Colin P. Smith. Oh, sorry, Danny Boy. Pretty much, Danny Boy's just popped in. It was like, oh shit. Pretty much all of the UK shops, factories, etc., wear them as point of pride. Shame on that chain. Well, guys, are you honestly surprised? Seriously? I mean, you know, this is something I teased with Generalissimo Hefe about. It's like number of days that Texas isn't in the news and embarrassed. Yeah, we reset the clock to 0 like once a week.
Yes. I'm not sure if you can blame. Well, it's not really. I can't blame Texas on this one. I mean, I know it said it's owned by the Texan group, but surely it's up to the Canadian stores that seem to be putting a stop to this.
Yeah. Well, they always blame company-wide policy, and that means U.S. or Canada. So it's like, okay, that's just bullshit. That's the way they get out of, you know, not being able to wear, you know, let them wear like pride flags or even an American flag or a Canadian flag for that matter. Man, back when I had a uniform back when I worked in a beauty shop back in New Jersey. And, you know, I had a smock I had to wear, you know, to keep from hair color getting all over my outfit. I had pins galore on that damn thing. Some of them weren't political. They were just goofy, like an armadillo. But, you know, I could wear what I wanted. And that was, you know, nobody ever got pissy about that. Cavitano Chase, this situation is poppycock. Nice.
Well done.
Bravo. Oh my God, that's a good one. Oh my goodness, that was a half snort, guys. So you know, I know the topic is a little bit down, but you know, don't turn that snort meter off. It can still happen. My allergies are bothering me, so don't be surprised. Situation is poppycock. Yes, it is, Cavitania.
So with the US, is it the different branches of the say the army? Do they look after their veterans? Do the Air Force look after their veterans, or is it more of a kind of if you've served?
If you've served, that's my understanding of it. No matter what branch of the military. Now the Marine Corps does have its own little like group, and so does the Air Force. But in general, the Veterans Association, and I believe the American Legion as well, is all branches of service, including even the Coast Guard. I know a lot of you guys are going to laugh out there who have served to go Coast Guard. But it's a thing. So is Space Force, unfortunately. But I'm like, okay, so Star Trek. All right, cool. Pudgy checks Samantha's swear jar, 8 peanuts so far. Oh, yeah, I know. I got to watch my mouth, you guys. You guys got to really call me on that.
That's got to be for the week, though, I'm going to say.
Is that for the week? Okay.
Been pretty tame. And hello, Jedi Bill. Good morning.
Hey, Jedi Bill. Good morning. How are you? Oh, Darth Haster says he has to repair the snort counter. It needs replacement parts.
Oh, dear.
Uh-oh.
And James Andrew Morrison does bring up a good point. There are a lot of veterans that do need help. A lot of homeless people have served.
Very much so. I think the overwhelming majority of our homeless population has served in the military and have mental issues. That's why there's a lot of talk around the tables of, you know, and I heard this recently. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard, you know, some police organizations are talking about having a social worker starting to accompany policemen on call of, you know, I'm just going to say it, on a call for crazy people, to try to talk them down. I think it's a good idea.
Yes, I can see that would be a good idea. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's a disgrace. It is a disgrace. It is an absolute disgrace. I know as a championer of gay rights, if they told me I couldn't wear my pride flag, I'd be really pissed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've been doing that since I was a teenager. Being around so many people in the gay community. I mean, I'm a hairdresser, for Christ's sake. You can't swing a cat and not hit somebody who's gay. So, or straight, doesn't matter. But, you know, I was just blown away by the amount of support, you know, that the gay community got. And if I couldn't wear my pride flag at work, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, it's like you say, it's just a small way of showing something that you support. You know, be it a flag, be it a rainbow, be it a poppy. You know,
yeah.
I don't see what harm it does.
Point. Going to be a lot of dead social workers, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm concerned about that as well, Laura.
Yes.
Because it does put them in the line of fire. It's a strange issue. But so much violence, I think, could be solved if we got these men and women, you know, the proper help that they need. And a lot of it is mental health, because they're dealing with PTSD, bipolar disorder in a lot of cases, accompanied by the PTSD. So, James Andrew Morrison, I have been homeless, stayed in hostels, and spoke to ex-military. They need help, not scorn. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Lord Thoth, the attending police officer would never let a social worker go into a threatening situation without taking care of the situation first. Believe me, I do. And that's one of the things I look at. That's why it's such a controversial issue, is because now that police officer has another civilian he pretty much has to take care of when he's trying to deal with a situation. So do you train the police officers in psychology?
I think over here, at least, some are actually trained in psychology, or at least they're trained to know what to look for, to help de-escalate situations. But yeah, you're right. It really just depends on the situation, because the last thing you want is to put another civilian in harm's way whilst you're trying to help somebody who might be having a mental issue.
Like having a mental breakdown right there in the street, you know, it's like, what are you going to do? You know, that's, it's so controversial. I'm not sure how to feel about it, to be honest, because I know these people need help. I know the VA in a lot of cases has dropped the ball when it comes to mental health, and dealing with their veterans with PTSD. I'm not seeing much in the way of, you know, improvement with the VA. You know, Lori she's seeing improvement. So, you know, hey, that's great. If that's the case, you know, that is great, but we need to do something to help more, I think, to help our men and women who have served our country, especially those that are suffering. Let's see, Lord Thoth. I'm an Air Force veteran and currently serving an RCMP officer. Wow. Thank you for your service.
Thank you,
My
Lord
gosh. That's amazing. Lord Thoth says we have courses and training on Mental Health Act in Canada. Interesting. So why don't they do it in friggin' United States? I mean, come on. What the hell? It rips my heart out to see all these veterans suffering.
Good morning, Captain.
Hey, Captain. How are you,
Hello.
Cap? I hope you're caffeinated. And Stream Elements just says that Anonymous has tipped us $2.
Oh. Thank you, Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous. Oh my goodness. I'll have to get the Stream Elements up here.
Let me just check.
Oh, do you have it up already, honey?
I've got it up, my love. Yeah.
Okay.
Anonymous didn't send a message, but thank you. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you, Anonymous. I won't play the banner today, but
not today. Yeah,
that's okay. Thank you.
But thank you, Big Spender. We appreciate that. In the UK, the James Andrew Morrison. In the UK, the Royal Legion and SAAFA do a lot, but they need funding.
Yes.
What is the SA? What is that? Is that you?
That one I would have to check. The Royal Legion I'm more familiar with. There's also the let me actually just check what that one is. Thank you, James Andrew Morrison. Too many tabs.
Would that be similar to our VA?
I would imagine so.
And Dave Bob says, I served in the Army National Guard in the 70s. Luckily, I was never deployed. Yeah, you picked the right time to be in service as well, just like my dad.
So that's Soldiers, Sailors, Airmen, Families Association.
Ah, okay.
So that's for veterans and families of veterans and their dependents. And
okay.
That was founded in 1888.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you guys do have something similar.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know how far the VA goes with its quote unquote coverage, but yeah, that sounds really similar. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, we got it. Soldiers, Sailors, Air Forces Association. Blah. No wonder you shortened it. I don't blame you. We got another skull up here, honey. We got another big spender going on. Psychodorf 9 just tipped $2.
Thank you, Psychodorf.
And thank you for your service. Yes. I know you served us too.
Yes, Psychodorf did, didn't you? Thank you, love. Psychodorf says we need more police, more training, more options, not less.
That's true. That's
absolutely
very true. Derek served 12 years in the Royal Navy Reserve. I didn't know you guys had reserve services over there in England. Because we do for our branches of service, at least the Army Reserve. But I didn't know if you guys did in your country. That's interesting.
We do, yes.
Okay.
And thank you, Hester. Salute to all the people who served in chat. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you each and every one of you for your service. You guys are amazing people.
We do have a lot of veterans in our community. That's one of the reasons why we wanted to do this today, wasn't it, love? Just so we could kind of say thank you. And just to kind of... just as a remembrance, I think, just to kind of highlight, because the world's a little bit crazy at the moment.
Yeah, things are a little Looney Tune, especially here in the States right now. It's a little, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, everything's kind of up in the air at the moment, and just need to kind of take a break, I think, just to kind of step back and give thanks to people that paid the ultimate sacrifice to keep everyone else safe. And as Danny Boy says, with what's going on at the moment, a lot of what we would have had as celebrations, at least over here, won't happen. So I don't think the procession will happen, obviously, on Sunday.
Yeah.
Because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine some wreaths will be laid, but I'm not sure if Her Majesty will be laying a wreath on
I was
behalf of
going
the
to say,
country,
okay.
because that's usually what she does.
Right.
So
I'm assuming Her Majesty will be safely either in Balmoral Castle, Windsor Castle, and not allowed to go out into public because of COVID-19. I'm sure she'll have a representative from the crown
yes.
to lay a wreath, or appoint somebody from the high ranks of the military service to lay the wreath.
Yes, because I think, as you were saying, your president usually will lay a wreath. In previous years, the Queen will lay a wreath on behalf of the country, and then the heads of the various governments, and then the heads and representatives of the Commonwealth, and then people representing various charities for veterans and families of veterans will also lay wreaths.
Yes.
As they go past, as on the march past.
Ah, okay. Wow, that's a hell of a procession you guys do. My goodness.
It can go on for quite a long time. I've watched it pretty much ever since I was a little girl. My grandparents served. My parents didn't, but my brother is involved as well. So I think it is important.
Is your brother associated with the police departments?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
So in the past, I've been involved with that as well. So it kind of sort of runs in the family. So
gotcha.
we try to pay our respects as well.
Yeah. And like I said, my father being a Marine, there's a saying, once a Marine, always a Marine.
Yes.
That believe me. If you see how I take care of things in my home, yes, I was raised by a Marine, everything in its place. So, you can eat off the floors in my house. So, oh my gosh. Oh, look, you just tipped $5. Thank you, boss. We appreciate that.
Let me just see if he left a message. Thank you, Loki. He did. Loki said, the price of freedom is eternal vigilance. Absolutely.
Yes, it is. There's also a saying about freedom and liberty from Ben Franklin, but I can't remember it exactly, so I won't quote it. Lord Thoth says, once a soldier, always a soldier. True. But I'm kind of partial to my United States Marine Corps, being that was where my father served. My grandfather was in the Air Force. He was actually an engineer. He built planes in World War II.
My grandmother built planes as well.
Oh my God, no way!
She was an engineer for the Spitfires, and she painted them as well.
No way. Oh, that is badass. She was an actual Rosie the Riveter? Actually, more than that, if she was an engineer.
She told me a story years ago, before she passed. She was painting the wing of a plane, and kind of stupidly, she started at the body of the plane and then worked back towards the tip. Oops. But wasn't actually paying attention to where she was going. So she got to the end of the wing of the plane, and obviously she almost toppled over, but managed to steady herself. But below her, she said there were about half a dozen American GIs getting ready to catch her, just in case she toppled off.
Excuse me. Oh my God. That is amazing.
I was like, yeah, that sounds like something you'd do, Nan.
God bless her. Oh my God. That's amazing. Holy shit. Your grandmother was a badass. That's so awesome.
She had a lot of odd jobs throughout the war. Obviously, she worked on the planes, and the other job that she did that she said she didn't do for very long was clearing, which was when houses had been bombed. They had to go in and obviously look for survivors or clear remains.
Oh
But
my
she said
goodness.
she didn't do that for very long. She just couldn't take it.
That would take a toll on her mentally, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
God bless her. Dave Bob says the Sentinels at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier are so great. 24 hours a day and 365 days a year. Yep. Rain, wind, snow, hurricane, typhoon, they're always there. I've watched the Tomb of the Changing of the Guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier more times than I can count. I've been to Arlington Cemetery many, 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 many times.
Mm-hmm.
Cavitania myself, siblings, father, and maternal grandfather rather, have all served. Father and two brothers did 20 years. My gosh. Grandfather
Wow.
escaped the Bataan death march to get back to his family. I did time active and reserve. Oh wow. Okay,
Oh my gosh.
somebody needs to give me a little history. What is the Bataan Death March? Because I'm not sure what that is. Colin? He's our resident of all things historical. So is Rambling Canuck. So
yeah, the Bataan Death March was when the Japanese army invaded.
okay.
So prisoners were forced to march basically, and American prisoners, Filipino, and I can't remember. There were others. I'm sure Canuck would be able to correct me. But 60 to 80,000 were forced on this march.
Oh my God. Marched U.S. prisoners. Okay, thanks, Terry Rose.
Thank you, Terry Rose.
Wow. That's insane. That's pretty gosh darn. Damn. The Psychodorf 9 says Bataan was a POW meat grinder. Holy mother.
Yeah, lots of Aussies
Lots
as well.
of Aussies,
Thank you, Connie.
really. Wow. Today I learned something about history. Holy smoke.
In previous years, I've gone and paid my respects at the Arboretum, which is close to where I live. So
yeah,
that was built. It's a really beautiful place. So there's monuments and artwork and trees that have been planted for the families, and it's just a really peaceful place to kind of walk around and just to give thanks for those who have served.
Yeah. And that's at your local arboretum there where you live in England. Or is this the big one in London?
This is one of the bigger ones where I live. I think the major one is in London, but
okay.
Yeah, the one that I went to is close by.
Gotcha. Okay. James yeah, James, but I'm looking for the pictures right now, Colin. I heard my Discord go off. So yeah, when I was a child, my father knew a Burma prisoner, a very timid and frightened man. We all protected, sadly dead now. Oh my goodness. So it was just basically death marches. Ugh. But yeah, Colin, I'm looking for those pictures right now. My Discord is being an asshole on my computer. Yeah, put another peanut in my swear jar, Cobalt and Pudgy. Although I don't know if asshole is the correct term. Put another peanut in there. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to end up... Poor Pudgy's going to have like 2 dozen peanuts in that in that swear jar by the time I get through. Darth Haster, oh, you're posting the link to that Whole Foods article. Thank you very much. We really appreciate that.
Yes,
Good work,
thank
boss.
you.
Yeah, my Discord is being a butt right now. So
So do you guys do the 2-minute silence as well? On
yeah, we
Veterans
usually
Day?
do a moment of silence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, on Veterans Day, I'll have my flags out. I have 3 I actually have to put out this year, and I got to get Generalissimo Hefe working on another poll for me. But I have the American flag, of course, the Texas flag, and the United States Marine Corps flag, which I tend to, because of my dad.
Yeah.
See, Darth Monkey around Sammy's jar is going to be full of nuts. It's already full of nuts anyway. I mean, let's be serious, shall we? We will. James Andrew Morrison says we will never, hopefully, know the horrors the Japanese inflicted upon. No, that's okay. The Japanese inflicted upon their prisoners. Oh God, I hope not. I hope not.
Yeah, have a good day, Gabe. Yeah, have a good day. Thank you, Dave.
See you later,
Bob.
sweetheart. Thank you for popping in today, babe. Yeah, we're gonna keep the show short today. Cavatinho Chase is my grandfather had at least 11 kids. Needless to say, he was grateful to have survived World War II. Oh my goodness, yeah. Yes, my dad was a pre-boomer baby. He was born before just before the attack on Pearl Harbor. So before, before my parents were born, or at least my dad, we were involved in the war, just kind of just sitting there waiting for us to get attacked, Pearl Harbor happened. Let's see, Dad was born in May and Pearl Harbor was in December. So he was just a wee lad. My mom is a baby boomer. She was born right after the war ended. So, and my father, like I said earlier, guys, he served between wars. He served between Korea and Vietnam. Now, he did have 2 brothers that one did serve in World War II. He was much older than my dad, obviously. He did serve in World War II. He also served in Korea. He did have brothers that served in Vietnam and have some serious mental issues, the shell shock, PTSD, and dealing with that, followed by, to deal with that, dealing with alcoholism and drug abuse.
Yes, and I think a lot of people, especially back then, didn't understand the impact that PTSD had upon returning people that have served. I mean, it's a little bit better understood nowadays, I think, but still, I think if you haven't served, you don't understand it.
And I can say, I've never served in the military. My father, like I said, was the one who did serve in the military. My brother did not serve. But I'm grateful every day for those who did and do serve us. So, Positive Candor, his birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday! There's a lot of birthdays this week. And I know Mark is trying to avoid it like the plague. I know he's got a birthday coming up real soon because somebody's going to be 50 before me. Ha ha ha. Lord Thoth, this was a great show. I want to salute everyone here today who have served and or have family that have served their countries. I want to especially thank the Valkyries for having this stream. Salute. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lord Thoth. That's very kind of you.
That was very sweet. And everybody, yes, thank you for your service. You have no idea what it means to us who have not served, that you would make the ultimate sacrifice and serve our country. That means the world, at least to me, and I know it does to you too as well, honey.
It does, absolutely. I always respect the veterans. Anyone that would potentially lay their life on the line for their country, I think deserves the utmost respect.
On Colin P. Smith, sorry, Positive Candor. The chat keeps jumping. It's like, what? All of a sudden, we're going to close the show and this chat goes apeshit. Okay.
I'll get Colin and Positive Candor. I'll get after.
Okay, Colin. I was reading this one. Yeah, for its black humor, I still think that the last scene in Blackadder Goes Forth is one of the most emotive and powerful scenes on TV. I will check with you on that because, oh, hey, Live at the Love Shack. Jeff is the one who watches Blackadder, so that's not really in my repertoire.
I would agree with what Colin says. Yeah, for a comedy show, that was a very hard-hitting end to it. I won't spoil it, obviously, if you were going to watch it, but
yeah,
it's definitely worth a
check
watch.
Out the scene.
That particular one, yeah. And Positive Candor says, being a veteran is an honor and a privilege. I would always do it again. Thank you.
Thank you, Positive Candor. Thank you very much. Even Max Anderson, yes, says Blackadder Goes Forth. The ending was great. And Lord Thoth gets chills. I'm like, clearly I need to see this. So if there's one thing of Blackadder I need to see that.
Yes, even if Blackadder's not your cup of tea, I would recommend just that final scene. Okay, it really does kind of drive home the about World War I.
Oh, okay. And that's where the Flanders Field originates, right? Is World War I?
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Flanders Field is in France, and that's where the poppies grow. Actually, somebody did mention the poem, didn't they?
Yes, they did. I didn't know if you wanted to read it.
Let me see if I can find it for you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I've got it. All right, so what I'll do is I'll share screen and then do you want to read it, my love, or shall I?
I'll read it. That's fine. I think it'd sound better with an English accent, but I know it's a tough poem to read, so
I can read it if you like. I don't mind.
Honestly. Sure.
Okay, sweetheart. Okay. So, In Flanders Field by John McCrae. In Flanders fields the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw, the torch be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields.
That's a beautiful piece. That's so beautiful. And it's perfect. Live at the Love Shack. Blackadder, not your cup of tea. Blasphemy. Sammy needs a British crash course right now. No, I do have experience with Blackadder. It's just not on my radar a lot of the time. So I will definitely be sure that, Generalissimo Hefe gets that episode queued for me and I will watch it. So don't cancel Sammy again because I don't like Blackadder. That's not the case at all.
It's not the case. No, it's not.
It's really not. Oh my gosh, really, Derek McManus? Sadly, farmers in France are still killed by unexploded ordnance every year. I had no idea. Huh.
James Andrew Morrison, may they find the peace they deserve. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes. And on that, I think we'll close out the show. So, guys, we will be back on Monday. You guys are going to do a game thing tomorrow night, aren't you?
Yes, we're just trying to organise it, see who would like to join. We're going to try and play a little bit of Among Us.
Among Us, yeah. It's on Discord?
I think it'll be in Discord, yes.
Okay, okay. And poor James Andrew Morrison, we've got him sniffling right now. I hope they all find peace. They will. And they have. Yeah, for sure. Oh my goodness. Okay, Colin P. Smith. They shall grow not old as we are left to grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning we will remember them. That was beautiful. Thank you. So we're going to close out the show on that note. You guys have been wonderful today. We will be back on Monday. We will be talking Vikings season 3. So be sure to tune in for that. And then we're going to start planning out the rest of the year. If you guys have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. We love to hear from you guys. And we love, if you have story ideas and topic ideas, we want to hear it. So yeah, leave a comment below and we'll get back to you ASAP. We're trying to grind through the rest of the year. Got to tell you guys, we are grinding hard to get to 1,000 by Christmas. So like, share, subscribe, do whatever you can. We're staring down the gun barrel at 1,000. I know we can do it. So yeah, help us get our numbers up there, guys. We really want to go out and tell 2020 to go F itself.
Absolutely.
And get ourselves to 1,000. So guys, we will see you all Monday. Until then, have a marvelous weekend and always be good to each other. Mwah.
Thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Bye, everybody.
And thank you to everyone who served.
Thank you very much. Yes, we owe you. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.